Guys, it's been the scuttlebutt of the wrestling world pretty much since Sunday. Jimmy, man, everybody's really, it's been talked about is I guess the expert or expired contract and not renewed contract, let's say, of one Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux. Um, eh, we saw him today on Era Hawani's show, but what are your thoughts on this whole Karrion Kross uh, with WWE letting their contracts expire?
Well, full disclosure here, I'm going to have to go watch the Ariel Helwani interview. I have not seen it yet, so I'm just playing off of what's happened so far. I mean, there's a lot of talk about is this a work? Is this not a work? We don't know. I know things are leaning towards maybe not a work, but you know, there's still. Did you see any of the interview, RJ, by the way?
I did. I saw the whole thing.
Did they call him Karrion Kross on the interview?
They call they call them Karrion Kross, but they actually when they do the nameplate during an
Right.
interview, they actually
Right.
put his real name on there with his Twitter
But
handle.
they called him Karrion Kross.
Correct. They didn't call him Killer
They
Cross.
didn't call him Killer Cross or anything
No,
else. Okay.
no.
I find that very interesting because, Karrion Cross is a WWE trademark name. And if he's no longer under contract, then obviously,
You can't
yes,
use
we
that
all
name.
make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I still call
Well,
him
Ariel
Bordeaux.
Wani did correct himself. Say, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't say that. He corrected himself for calling him Karrion Kross.
Oh,
He
he
did.
did?
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
Yeah, but still put it out there. I don't know. You know me, I'm a conspiracy theorist. What can I tell you? Um, Either way, whether this is a work or a shoot, it doesn't matter at this point because what Karrion Kross has done is he's got people talking about him. Because if you look back on Monday, he was the topic of conversation all day long. We talk about our good friends over at Busted Open. The entire 3 hours of Busted Open with Dave LaGreca and Bully talked about what? The entire 3 hours, Karrion Kross. Then Sam Roberts, 2 hours of what? Karrion Kross. And then after that, Coach and Mark Henry, another 2 hours. That's 7 hours of prime real estate on wrestling radio that was talking about Karrion Kross. So guess what? He's got the wrestling world talking, whether he comes back eventually or not. At this point, I think he's going to be just fine. All he has to do is take some notes from Matt Cardona on how to monetize the indies to the maximum for himself, and I think he'll be fine.
So for me, RJ, I just want to say this. I know you haven't heard it, and I did this just before we recorded because I was running behind. I don't even know if this will work, and if it doesn't, y'all let me know when you're in. This is a question that he asked him that I thought he didn't answer, which is very, very important to me. Again, I'm with Jimmy. I don't care either way. If I get worked, good. If I don't get worked, which I don't think, I think he'll be back in WWE. That's what I think. If I'm wrong, I could be wrong. All I'm saying is this is a question that he asked him, Ariel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you can't hear it clear, I'll just cut it off and then I'll explain it. Okay. So I'm going to try and do this. So give me a second. And if you cannot hear it good, it's fine. Let me know.
Technically, can you go work for someone today?
Yeah, of course.
You're free and clear.
Yes.
Okay. But as you just alluded to, which I thought was fascinating, I was thinking of this because people are sort of unsure if this is legit or not. And you're saying it is, and I 100% believe you. Have you found that people are afraid to reach out to you because they don't want to get caught in an angle?
I've been told through people, they're like, hey, like, what's actually going on? They're telling me that people are concerned about making contact. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not trying to turn this into a game. It's not a game to me. It's my life.
Yes.
I'm very big on loyalty. Everybody knows that, but loyalty is a two-way street. And WWE has given me and my family an amazing opportunity, in the past to change our lives. I've talked about working at NXT during the pandemic, people in my family getting laid off. They have no idea how they're going to, make their mortgage. I was able to take over their mortgage. Like, I'm
Okay. So he goes on and it completely ignores the question. The question was, are you free to go? Can you do what you want to do? Are people reaching out to you? yada, yada, yada. He never once says anything except for the WB was good to me. Go ahead, Daniel.
Well, later in the interview, towards the end of it, he went back to that question and said that they have other things they've already other deals they've already worked out. They haven't announced those shows yet. They're going to. So even if he says these in a lot of these things won't affect anything, even if the conversation with WB comes back on the table, he still will be able to do these things.
Okay.
Mm.
But he didn't say it was completely like he couldn't, you know what I mean? It wasn't
But
there wasn't
he talked about AEW had not reached out to him, but he said other companies had,
why would they not?
TV
Why
companies.
would AEW not reached out to them? Is my point.
They're
You see what I'm saying
Yeah.
though? That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's all I'm saying.
There's-
I'm not
I'm not going to dive into rumors here because you hear all kinds of crap on the internet and stuff like that. But take it for what it is. They haven't reached out.
cool.
Cool.
there's a reason they haven't reached out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I will
exactly.
say this. I will say this. I hate to do this to our listeners, but once we're off the air, I'm going to throw a scenario out to you guys off air. And you guys, if this comes to fruition, you could say, Jimmy, you saw this coming.
Why wouldn't you say it now?
No, because I don't want to give it away.
Oh, for the fans.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Give it okay.
But no, but that whole interview that Ariel did today with him, he did mention too that both him and Scarlett, they have a lot of opportunities outside of wrestling, like you alluded to there, Daniel, where they got a lot of these film festivals and Comic Cons and whatnot. But he never really said, no, he's not really against going back.
He's not against going back.
Yeah. So he's not shutting that door. It's just like, all right, I want to think that from what I've gathered from this interview today is this might be a Drew McIntyre kind of thing where he kind of goes away, learns a new hold kind of thing. And then he comes back and he's better than ever. Maybe. I don't know. I could be totally off
That already
base.
happened, in my opinion, honestly. So
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case. I just think it's as I'm going to put my wrestling fan hat on. I'm going to say, okay, and then just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether they re-sign him and he shows up on SmackDown this week or whatever, great. If they don't, and then 6 months down the road they do it, great. It's let's just kind of wait and see in this situation.
Right.
Yeah. So something else that was big that happened this week involving the WWE was that WWE and ESPN will become partners starting in 2026. They landed the rights to stream WWE's pay-per-views, premium live events starting in 2026. They announced the $1 billion deal last Wednesday, stating that ESPN will host the wrestling's company's biggest events, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank. Jimmy, they didn't. Wall Street Journal reported it's a 5-year agreement worth $1.6 billion. That's with a B, dollars, which will the shows will be hosted on the ESPN's new streaming service that'll be coming out on the 21st of August for the cost of $29.99. Obviously, for you, Jimmy, it stays on Netflix, correct?
Right. Because everything is going to be on Netflix here. This is a U.S. only deal for now.
Yeah.
But then again, if you think about it, the Netflix deal for the United States is only for Raw, if I'm not mistaken, Raw and
Yes.
the Vault.
Yes.
The library, the stuff they show.
Well,
from
the
library.
libraries right now is on Peacock as of right now.
Yeah,
is
still
it?
on Peacock. Yeah, it's still
In
on
the
Peacock.
States.
We get, like I said, it's one-stop shopping here in Canada.
Yeah.
It's Netflix and I know a lot of people are up in arms about it because they're saying, oh, the cost per month is going to be $29.99. But if I'm not mistaken, if you are a part of the ESPN package already, You are
Correct.
you
Yeah, you
can
get it.
access, you do get it and
Correct.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's similar in some effects to what we have in Netflix up here, because if you pay for Netflix, and instead of getting television programming like television shows, you'll get, with the ESPN package, you'll be able to get whatever they show on there, whether it's NBA. Um, I know they have hockey for all of us up north. That's a great deal. But anyway, um, but it's a great business move, because who is the worldwide leader in sports entertainment, as you guys always
ESPN.
say? ESPN,
ESPN.
right? So even from a perception standpoint, just simply a perception standpoint, to the average person, not wrestling fan, to the average person, them being on ESPN is a massive, massive plus. Because, like, to the average person, they would think, oh, excuse me, why is pro wrestling on ESPN? Maybe they'll check it out after a football game, after a
Well,
basketball game. You never know.
ESPN stands for Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. So it
There
just
you
makes
go.
sense that the leader in sports entertainment is also on the company that, or the channel that's named Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. So
Hmm.
yeah, this makes sense.
Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm totally fucking confused about all this bullshit. Okay.
Shocking.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, okay.
Money, man, money.
No, I
Oh,
get this. I get the money thing, Daniel. I get it. But I don't get it. Like, okay, I am a Dish Network subscriber and I have
Well,
ESPN. Do I get it?
From what
I have
I
ESPN.
from
from
what
what
I
I've read,
saw,
when
no.
I read, actually, Dish Network is not part of the deal.
Then why is
What I
that?
read.
Can you explain to me why that would be? That I would have to pay
Because
$29.99 to pay for a fucking app that gives me one thing I want to watch, which is wrestling.
well,
Otherwise,
you'll be able to watch. You actually be able to watch more than you think
I
because
don't give a
there's
shit about
things.
the rest.
So what it is that Dish Network and ESPN have got to renegotiate the deal to for that to happen. Just same with YouTube TV. YouTube TV is not officially a part of that either. They have to renegotiate their deal with it because it doesn't include sports rights and what they have. It's all about rights of certain sports.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
that's what it's all about. So you would have access to things that you normally would never have access to as a Dish Network subscriber because it's not part of the deal that ESPN and Dish Network agreed upon. So they have to renegotiate that deal to do that. Now you may not have it right now, but 6 months from now you may have you may have it included. So or 3 months or 2 months or whatever the renegotiating time is. Or if they ever do it, they could just get rid of Dish Network in
Mhm.
general, and ESPN's never on it. So trying to push, so it's just one of those things. Is it's all about what they have rights to, which is why Dish Network wasn't included. Doesn't mean it won't be in the future. It's just as of right now, it's not.
Mhm.
So, guys, I'm just going to say this. This is the simplest way I can say it. Daniel and RJ, I'm going to exclude you. Jimmy, you live in Canada. I've got to exclude you too because tariffs are coming, buddy. You're going to have to pay for it too. All I can tell you is this. I'm not paying $29.99 to watch their PLEs. I'm not paying additional money for Netflix to watch Monday Night Raw. I'm not paying Max TV to watch AEW. I'm not doing all this shit. It's going to run more than my fucking cable bill right now. It's ridiculous. It doesn't make sense to me, and I can't understand where this world is going. The younger generation gets it. They all get it. Like, Daniel, you get it. That's cool. I get it.
So I get it because I was also inside the industry selling that product. So what I what I understand is this: everyone for years kept saying we're cutting the cord. We're going to cut the cord, cut the cord. It's cheaper, it's better. And it was for a small period of time. And
Mhm.
what I used to say to people that would call my company that I worked for at the time and say, oh, yeah, cutting the cord, this is dumb, blah, blah, blah. I would say, yeah, but sooner or later, it's going to end up costing you more than it is right
Yep.
now with cable.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening because now every one of those networks wants their own piece of the pie to make extra revenue.
Right.
Now, here's something that's happening though that's very interesting that I actually think it's working in reverse. It's kind of like the old banking. The bank was all pushing ATM, online banking, go out and do it, everything. And then they
Mhm.
realized nobody's coming in the bank anymore. So they started coming up with ways to bring you in the bank. I think the same thing's happening with these networks. They've pushed us so far out to other streaming devices that now they're like, oh, how do we get them back? Okay, let's make it where if they have cable, they get all this included. So
Mhm.
they're trying to get you back into the cable system after they've switched you away. That's what's happening with places like Paramount,
Yep.
ESPN,
Same.
Peacock. They're trying to make these deals with the cable companies that you get it free to get you back in the cable after they've done pushed you away. So that's what's happening. It's all about revenue and money, but it's like how do we if we do it this way and offer it free, we make our partners happy and we make the consumer happy. But if people don't want to do that, then we get more money and they just pay more money than for having 25 different streaming apps.
That's right. That's exactly what's happening. And now that you said it, because we recently renegotiated our television deal with our service provider, and
Uh-huh.
they gave us um, a ton more channels on linear television than we had before, stuff that we'll never watch for less money. But they've also included stuff like Disney Plus and a couple
Right.
other, and I'm like, and like you said, maybe what they could do, these streaming providers could do a bundle package where you get
And
like
some
three,
are like
yeah,
Disney and Max and all them are coming together to like
right.
a bundle deal.
Hulu.
So some of them
Hulu's
are. Well,
But
Hulu
you're,
I think is going away, right? Hulu is becoming
no
Disney
Hulu.
Plus.
Hulu and Disney are coming to. Or is
yes,
Hulu and Disney?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
yes,
Hulu's
Yeah,
going
Hulu and
away.
Disney.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is
yeah.
Hulu? Anyway,
It's like a Netflix, pretty much.
can
It
I,
was, but, yeah.
let me
Go
sum
ahead.
this. Let me sum this up real quick.
It's a late night aperitif, is what it is. Hulu.
Okay. Let me sum this up. All these people that cried out, they're cutting their cord, like you said, Daniel. What they're doing now is they're taking it and they're shoving it up their fucking ass and hoping they get reception. That's what's happening. In a nutshell. Listen, I just did exactly what Jimmy did. I just redid my Dish Network, right? My deal. I told him I threatened him without a threat that I'm going to cut the cord, which I wasn't cutting the cord. I'm not cutting the fucking cord. Anyway, and guess what? I got all updated boxes, DVRs, tapes. You can do all this other crap on it, which is probably all nothing new to you guys. Uh, a free year subscription of Netflix and a free ADT service, which is a security system, for the exact same amount I was paying before previous.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, like you said, I got some channels that I'm never going to watch. Hallmark and all this. What the fuck's that? I thought that was a card you give somebody every year for fucking Father's Day.
That's because you're no longer married. Hallmark. The wife watches that. So
Okay, well, yeah, I had a wife. I don't never.
that's why we got more than one TV.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like Dan, you were talking about it, and I think we're talking about the same company is down or well over here from you. They bundled everything. We got an email, or I got an email a couple months ago saying that now with your subscription to the company, you'll get Peacock, you'll get Paramount, you'll get Plus, you'll get AMC, all these
Yeah.
streaming sites
Yes, because
with your cable.
those cable companies have lost money and they're making the new deals when they make new deals with these companies like, hey, your guys
Mm.
left us. Let's make new deals where our subscribers get it free. They're willing to do it because it makes the partners happy and then it makes the consumer happy. And you don't need, to pay $7.99 times 10 or even more than that, for all these streaming devices. So yeah, I mean but bottom line is, the ESPN should have done this a long time ago, in my opinion, because what I think would have happened is it would have caused everybody to come together quicker. Because I feel like in a couple of years, you're going to have more people go back to cable, more things going to happen. It's going to go back to, probably the way in a different way. Another, maybe not it'll all be streaming, but it'll all be a cable package. You all have you'll pay one bill instead of paying 10 bills.
Right.
So I think that by ESPN doing this, I think it's going to push that in that way. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but we'll see in
It,
5 years. I have a feeling you're paying one bill again, and you have all the streaming devices. So
I like what you said there. That's a good idea for cable companies to do that, is to have provide their service, and on their bill, they will provide you whatever, Paramount, Disney, whatever you want, and you
Yep.
pay them that one fee or whatever it is. And
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
instead of paying 14 different streaming providers because you want to get everything.
And you can, and if you guarantee, like, these cable companies say, hey, we guarantee X amount of customers will sign up for your product. So give us at a discounted rate. Then we say, hey, why are you signing for Netflix by itself at $17.99? When you're with us, you get it for $12.99, whatever
Right.
it may be.
Yeah,
Right. So
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All I know is this,
Uh,
and that we finish up with this, but all I know is this:
Yeah.
it's just it's gotten way out of hand, and it confuses people that are a little bit older. Because it's not because I don't understand what I don't understand is why am I paying for these stupid fucking apps when you can watch it on TV? Like, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Is it better? No. So if is anything changed? So if you're watching this app on ESPN and at the same time there's a baseball game going on their own channel, you have to get out of the app to watch it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense to me. You can't channel
Yes and
switch.
no. There are ways to simulcasting watch them both and do a bunch. You have to have other technologies and other things to
Oh
do that,
my
but there are
God.
ways.
Now we're God. See, I'm done. I'm done.
No,
I'm
no,
You
no,
done.
no,
lost
no,
him.
no, 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 no. I just mean there's a way to do pictures and pictures on TVs and phones. There's many different
Yep.
ways to do it. Brian, maybe one day I'll come to Virginia and sit down and show you how to do some shit.
Well, you're
There you
not
go.
far now. You're Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
not that far now. Yeah.
Hey, Brian, why don't you take your TV over to where to where Daniel is and go visit TNA for the weekend, and he could show you at the same time how to hook up your TV.
Well, I actually had a choice of whether going to see Daniel and the boys, and I had another choice of going to the beach with my son and hanging out with him before he goes back to school. And guess which one? I'm going to
Some
the beach.
beach somewhere.
Going to the
Awkward,
beach, boys.
Sorry,
Some
Trevor.
awkward,
beach.
awkward
no.
pause.
I don't know why they paused. Don't know what they were waiting for. I
I
love
just
Daniel.
said I
Daniel
just said
should have
some
invited
beach
Earl.
somewhere. I knew what the deal was.
Earl come. He'll come see you.
Earl will come see me.
All right, we'll call him up. I'm sure he'll be right there.
Absolutely phenomenal. So, guys,
See?
why don't we?
There's my pocket Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, it's Pocket Earl.